You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary, the Coming Attractions episode. This is Joe Findley.
And this is Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are going to continue our summer fun
It's rolling.
extravaganza. Well, it's ironic that actually we're probably playing like the least amount of hits during our summertime. But they remind us of summer in one way or another. And really, this is our show, so that's all that matters.
Hell yes.
So this one is an old favorite. It's an old classic, depending on how you define the term classic.
Exactly.
We had a lot of fun watching it. Personal note, it was one of my dad's all-time favorite movies.
And it's my dad's name.
That's also true. His name is Weekend.
Yep.
And this is Weekend at Bernie's.
And I'm going to tell you at home that I've spent a lot of Weekend at Bernie's, and it ain't nothing like the movie, let me tell ya.
But
if Weekend at Bernie's was your drunk dad stumbles into your room, says you're your sister, and then touches you,
yeah,
maybe that's exactly like it.
And literally, he just comes in and goes, "You're your sister."
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. I'm like, you don't even put any thought or effort into it, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I know what you're doing there. But anyways, it is the story that you could only tell in the 90s, or you could only think up in the 90s.
I think so, yeah.
Couple of dudes trying to make their way in the universe.
Hot day, too. This movie's for a hot day.
Yeah, and it's just all about moving a dead guy around
and
they
how
can
he
stay at
helps
his
your
place.
social life.
Yeah, he helped my social life. I learned
Big
a lot
time.
about myself by moving around dead
Okay,
people
wait a
and
second.
partying with them.
I know that I have said this before.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I will say it again and again, okay, until it happens. Weekend at Bernie's 3.
Yes.
Okay, so the second one was he's like moving around when the Jamaican conga music comes on. He's like possessed or whatever, or voodoo.
Yeah.
I think that the people that tried to, the people that murdered him in the first one come back because something's going to happen where they figured it out. The two guys, right? Andrew McCarthy and Silverman there, whatever his name. What's his name? Jonathan Silverman. They get murdered. And then their souls go into, they either possess somebody or they're possessing bodies. That's the plot, though.
Nice.
They have to solve their own murders, goofily.
I think
So it'd be them, but they'd be moving around like Bernie.
I think that they should, whatever the final season of The Walking Dead is, they should kill off every character. And then they do another season that's a bonus season. So none of the featured people are in it. It's just Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman, who are now having a gay relationship, are then encountered by the zombie of Bernie.
Bernie. I think that the whole show should end, and after the credits, Bernie walks by.
Doing that shuffle that he does in Weekend at Bernie's.
Exactly.
2. Go watch Weekend. But it's stupid.
It's
okay?
awesome.
No, but
what is it in comparison to this one?
Let me qualify. It is the right kind of stupid. You need to watch it. It is exactly. We talked about this a while back with trauma movies.
Yes.
They're not good unless they're the right kind of bad.
Exactly.
And that
there's a particular art to the right kind of bad.
Absolutely. So, go watch Weekend at Bernie's 2. But before you do that, next week, watch Weekend at Bernie's 1 with us. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a hot day out. And it's because we can't have my air conditioner on while this is going on, we're going to be probably naked in our little mini studio here.
Not probably. There's always an excuse for us to be naked in the studio again.
I bought those long, skinny ice pack things that you're supposed to like slip into bottles of water and stuff like that. They will be slipped into something. I'll tell you that.
You got that right.
So, anyways, we'll be nice and cool one way or the other. In the meantime, take a listen to the trailer.
Don't you see? We just uncovered a $2 million error. We're going to be heroes. We're going up the corporate ladder. It appears as if somebody's trying to defraud the company.
Somebody tried to smoke it past the wrong guy.
Very, very good work. How would you two like to come to my house at the beach?
Love to!
For Larry and Richard,
How are you?
this is a place to die for.
You have to kill them, Vito.
A little rusty, but it'll come back to me.
What, should we just walk in?
But what they don't realize
No, we'll stand out here on weekend. Come on, we're house guests.
is while they're checking in,
Forget the accident with the two guys. Take care of Lomax.
Bernie Lomax will be checking out.
Oh, my God. What kind of a host invites you to his house for the weekend and dies on you?
I don't know.
Lomax told whoever he's talking to not to kill us if he's around, right?
Yeah, but Lomax is dead. He's not around anybody anymore.
I know that. You know that. Nobody else knows that. Huh?
Oh! Where's Bernie? It looks good enough. Let's go. Uh-oh. Larry.
What? Huh?
Really?
Hi, Bernie. Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Oh, Bernie, you animal. You are insatiable.
Doesn't anyone realize he's dead?
Hold the boat! Got him? Hold the boat!
Vito, I'm telling you, Lomax is alive. Maybe Paulie is rustier than we thought.
Ooh, Bernie, you're starting to peel. Want to get you out of sun, huh?
Is that the killer?
How do I know, Richard? Should I stop and ask him?
No, just drive.
Serpentine! Do you hear something? What is that? It's just Bernie!
Weekend at Bernie's.
Are we doing it again today?
Oh, absolutely. You know we are.
Great. We'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ladies. We'll see you later. God, is this great or what?
Like, if you weren't alive during this period of time, I can't begin to explain to you what, like, that's just what movies were like.
Oh, they were all like that, man. What a great looking friggin' movie.
There's a movie, I can't even remember the name of it now. It was Johnny Depp and somebody else. It was a stupid summer movie. It was just about trying to bang chicks. And like they were at some hotel and Hector Elizondo was like the main bad guy or whatever. Like it was just, it's like all of these, we broadcasted it. It's a movie. I looked up the trivia because we were broadcasting it at work and I was like, I never even heard of this. And it's got friggin' like big dude.
Like everybody in it.
And it's got these
and Johnny Depp and everybody.
I can't remember the name. It's irrelevant. But I remember looking it up, and it was one that was so bad, members of the cast actually went around buying and destroying copies.
Wow.
Like, they were like, I never want this to see the light of day. And they did a good job, because I had never seen it until, surprise, surprise, my work got it.
Oh my God.
So,
like the bargain bin. It came with you bought like 50 movies just to slap on there, and this one was somewhere in between two of them. Hey, what's this?
Yeah, it's just, these are the hijinks that people get into. And I mean, speaking of hijinks, you almost again didn't make it here.
Oh,
today.
yes. That's true.
So what happened?
I'm going to tell you the honest to God's truth, okay? I fought it for a long time. Mm-hmm. But I can't fight the truth is that I am a monstrous Downton Abbey fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not even kidding you.
Nice.
And the other day, this is a spoiler alert, so if you watch Downton Abbey, you should not be listening.
Yeah.
Lady Sybil died.
Son of a bitch.
I was a wreck.
Oh.
And I barely made it here today, barely put my face on. Barely put my night wig on. You know how I like to look good in the nighttime.
Got the finest night wig in the biz.
Oh, you damn right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've pretty much just been at home inconsolable.
I'm really sorry for your loss.
I've been speaking. I just stopped my British speak, which is what I call it when Downton comes on. Downton's coming on, everybody. Let's go watch Downton.
Pip, pip.
And for like 50, but like somewhere near the 15-hour mark of the British talk, I get like a raging nosebleed.
Yeah.
And thankfully, that is what happened. Wow. I woke up. Everything had clotted. Tears had wiped away. Lady Sybil's still gone.
Man.
But we move on with our lives.
Well, congratulations on taking that important step through the grieving process.
Thank you. What about yourself? You also almost did make it.
It's weird, and it's really ironic that I can almost not make it to my home so many times.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's
true. Like you'd think you'd be coming here anyways, like all the time, or just be here.
Yeah, they're always begging me to come home.
I know.
It's always a struggle.
Did you run off again?
No, honestly, I got mugged.
You got mugged?
And I didn't want... It's hard. I was...
Where were you?
I was at a march of Franciscan monks, and one of them, he was giving me the eye. He had obviously taken a vow of silence.
I thought about going to this thing too,
yeah.
but I was like, I don't know.
He was giving me the eye, and he he wanted to say something to me. I could tell he wanted to call me cockboy or something like that.
You
And,
tell me that look in his eye, eh?
Yeah.
The cockboy look. Yeah.
and I didn't say anything to him because he had just finished doing thumb push-ups on knives, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna mess with that guy. And
not now, maybe.
Pick your spots,
Yes.
baby, right? So that happened, and the rest of the parade went by without incident, no problem, right?
Okay.
And then I go to get in my car, and I open up my car and I accidentally ding a Maserati that's next to me.
Ooh.
And who owns this Maserati of all people?
Thumb knife?
Thumb Knife Man. And he was there. He was putting his like robes into the trunk, you know,
Right.
as a monk.
Is
is
this
wont
whole
to do.
place is just like monks who just like side part-time monks and then they drive off in their Maserati?
Well, it's like no, so you bring in the all stars for the parades and the things like
right.
that, right? Because it's not like they can all do thumb knife push up.
Right. So you need the
Right.
the heavy hitters.
So they bring in those guys, and so this is one of those guys. He goes from city to city, so
Right.
he's worth a pretty penny, right?
Okay, yeah.
And like everybody else has taken a vow of poverty, so any cash that does flow in,
It goes to him.
Goes right to him.
Oh, he
So
hasn't
he's-
taken the vow.
Yeah, he is solvent, baby. He's doing well.
Okay, so you ding his Maserati.
So I ding his Maserati, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'll be happy to pay for the damages. And
He goes like
well,
that.
no, and that was the first thing I thought too. I was like, oh God, Maserati, I cannot afford to pay for the damages. I was like,
Even a tiny ding.
and it was very, very tiny, but there was a little paint transfer as well. So
Right.
that was going to be a problem in and of itself. So he takes a pose, which was the exact pose that he does when he does his knife push-ups. And I'm
Right.
like, well, what's that going to do to me? And then he got out his knives and started doing push-ups, and he flicked the knives at me.
Whoa.
And I managed to dodge them, and that was okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then I ran face first into a stop sign.
Nah.
So, good news is, survived an attack from an all-star level, mega rich thumb knife push-up monk. Bad
Nicely
news
done.
is, unconscious. Worst news, he stole my wallet.
And even worse is
Fucker has a
your...
Maserati and he stole my wallet.
What the shit?
Man.
And you know, but what is good though is that you were passed out underneath a stop sign.
Yeah. Yeah, so
You
people...
listened.
Yeah. I did stop. And
Yeah.
those signs worked,
Yes.
damn it. So, yeah, but I
I'm
did...
glad you made it. You think
Yeah.
he was maybe even a little bit impressed that you dodged that?
I don't know. He looks like
And
one
maybe
of those guys...
like a little bit relieved that he didn't just murder someone in the parking lot?
I honestly don't think he cares.
Oh.
I don't know. There were other dings on that car, so I think he's murdered more than one
Dinging,
person.
you know, because like even a slight ding on a Maserati
Yeah.
is like slicing off
Yeah.
a beautiful woman's face.
True. And now I can honestly say I've done both of those things. But only one of them made me late for a recording. So, but yeah, it's, crazy times, but we're here. We're going to do Weekend at Bernie's, so it was really all worth it. in the
Yes,
end.
it was. Or is.
And that's literally the last thing I think about when I get into those kind of hijinks. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get back to do insert movie here.
Insert movie here, yeah.
And if I question my life at that point, I think that's when it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we've nailed every goddamn movie we've
Every
done.
one of them.
Everyone.
A++.
Hells yes.
When you're rating, you know, in school when they would like let you mark your own, it was clearly because they were like, they know. It's just like, you tell me now. Okay, now tell me what'd you get.
Yeah.
But they knew, right? Because of your other grades, you couldn't be the guy perfect. They'd be like, Todd, you didn't fucking get perfect.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be like 72%. Okay, I can.
You
believe
weren't
that
even
happens
here
easily.
when that came out.
But that's kind of like rating your own test.
Yes.
Yeah, the only person rating my sexual performance is me, baby, because there's only one person there. Woo! There's no disappointment if it's just you.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's true.
I make constant disappointment. I'm like, what's the matter with you?
You just get soft all of a sudden. You're just like, well, fuck it. I don't, it used to bother me, but now I'm like, good, I got things to do.
That's pretty
I don't care. Thank you, erectile dysfunction. Now I can get on with my life.
Not me. I am persistent, and I'm like, soft or not, I just wrap it around my middle finger and my my
Just gonna roll
forefinger, and I just
kind of roll it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's the same way you create a bow when you start a fire, where you wrap a rope around one stick and then you get it spinning really good.
Yeah, we didn't start the fire.
Except this time I
was
literally
Joe's
did
penis.
start a fire, and that is why I no longer have pubic hair.
Yeah. Pubic baldness affects 1 in 100.
Also made it on time for that recording. Yeah. So I gotta tell you, every
Joe's
day's a
penis
fucking
looks
nightmare.
like Deadpool's face.
It even has a lot of snarky things to say.
It's sure. Ooh, it's snarky, all right.
It's constantly breaking the fourth wall.
The fourth skin wall.
Yeah. At least you got legs. I'm dragging a couple of balls. Like that's usually all his things are references to the fact that he has balls and no foreskin.
A lot of puns.
Yeah. I was like, I wish I had a turtleneck in this weather and that, like stuff like that. You get the idea.
Yeah.
It's not, thankfully I'm not like making this up and it's something that it actually says.
Exactly.
Otherwise it would be considered quite hack. But yeah, so I mean, next week we're doing one of our great summer movies.
Oh yes, Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's is one of the great summer movies, so I thought that this would be a good time to do another top 5.
Hell yeah! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5.
All right, so this is my top 5 summer movies. So not movies that came out in the summer, movies that are themed in summer.
Okay,
and
like a good movie to watch in the summer.
A good movie or a movie that is about the summer.
Okay,
or that kind of
like
thing.
wow, like a documentary about the summer.
Yeah. So my first two, my honorable mentions are both camp related. The first one is Ernest Goes to Camp.
Beautiful.
And the second one is the horribly awesome horror movie Sleepaway Camp.
Oh my God, the ending of that movie is terrifying.
It is the best.
Holy Jesus.
If you get the
it's
opportunity.
A boy.
Well,
that's Sleepaway Camp,
you guess
right?
Don't watch it now, guys.
Holy
Todd just
fuck.
fucking blew it for you.
Woo!
But if you are interested in watching it, you can watch the entire movie on YouTube. Nobody's taken that shit down. It has been up there for years.
The director probably put it up himself just so somebody would see the damn thing.
You can also watch it on Shudder if you rather pay than watch on YouTube for free. But
I watch things for free. That's for poor people.
No, I know it. So those are my honorable mentions.
Okay.
So here's my top 5. So number 5, Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh my God. There's going to be Wet Hot American Summer 10 years later.
Yes.
I did this Netflix. I scrolled way down to see what was coming out.
Yeah, they did. So they did First Day of Camp just recently.
Awesome.
Which was really good.
Awesome.
I can't believe they got everybody back. Too.
It was amazing.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm rewatching Wet Hot American Summer before the other one came out. And I'm like, well, certainly they're not getting Bradley Cooper and Amy Poehler and Elizabeth Banks and Janine Garofalo. Well, Janine Garofalo's probably a pretty easy get, but but like all these other people, and I was like, because all the other guys,
they loved it.
Well, but all the other guys are tight with David Wayne, right?
Right.
So I was like, yeah, of course, friggin' Paul Rudd's gonna be there, and like all these other people.
I like Buddy
Joe
with his
Latrulio.
girlfriend. He's like, the only person who's a pig here is me. Remember they were making fun of his girlfriend as she runs off? I love that guy. I think he was in like Reno 911 or something. He's got big curly hair in it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He seems like such a nice guy.
But such a good movie. So fun. And like kind of the beginning of what you would see from David Wayne and those kind of guys, other than like, unless you watch The State and stuff like that. But great movie. Great summer movie. I don't know. I gotta unlock my thing.
Unlock the list.
Number 4, Summer Rental with
John
Candy.
Candy.
It's just about thinking he got this awesome, summer rental place, and it ends up being a piece of garbage and that kind of thing. It's just classic John Candy. It's again, it's not the greatest movie. It's kind of the great outdoors.
It's like the exact same thing,
except it's summertime, and it's that kind of. I like it. It was fun.
I loved it. It was awesome.
Number 3, one of the original kind of coming of age teen movie things, the American Graffiti.
Oh yeah.
So lots of people.
Georgie.
Yeah.
Of course you had to put that in there.
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
No, it was. I put it in there because it had it's like the early chunk of some major careers like Harrison Ford and Richard Dreyfuss and
Ron Howard.
Yeah. So like.
Oh well, no, he already was going. He had Mayberry.
Yeah. He was like the veteran. He was calling like George Lucas newbie.
He's like 12.
Yeah, it's good. But I mean, it's that kind of thing, and it's like one of the original of its type. Like outside of like a Grease where it was like something that's really stylized. Right. This one was actually more true to form, if you will,
Yes.
So that's why that makes it. Number 2, What About Bob?
That's a good one.
Because so actually, for what it's worth, Richard Dreyfuss makes it onto the list twice.
Beauty. He's our summer man.
Congratulations. He's the man of summer, and that's why Mr. Holland's Opus is number one now.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
No, but just great movie, the summer home thing with Bill Murray. Who friggin', it's those roles where he's not being like, he's being crazy, but he's not being like Caddyshack crazy or that kind of thing. Where he's so in the pocket.
Yes.
And that's the same thing.
He was like the same in Stripes too, and I was like, come on, man. I was like, Jesus.
But it's but Meatballs, like that was another one where he was like,
he's in it. He's
just
good.
Really, really strong.
Like he's not trying to chew the scenery up. He's playing his role properly.
Groundhog Day is another one. And it's those are the movies that I think of most. Like, Ghostbusters, obviously, but so that's where I stand with that one. It's just one of those ones, and I didn't even really think about it when I was thinking of the list originally. Then that one kind of popped into my mind, and that's kind of how those movies do for me.
Right.
And it's just like, oh yeah. Like, it's just, and then all of a sudden it all just kind of comes back to you, and you're like, yeah, shit, we're doing that. And then number one, gotta do it, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Nice.
Another John Candy movie makes the list.
The moment you said sunny summer movie, I thought of The Sandlot.
Good movie.
And I think this is fucked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's but now it's in stone, and the other ones are officially
can't go back now.
Nope. The other ones are officially not even movies anymore.
Wow.
They can only air on Christian pay TV, which doesn't exist.
Oh, now it will.
And yeah, it will now.
Somebody just heard you out there in like podcast land. Christian pay, my God.
Now that Bill O'Reilly's looking for a job.
Some evangelist was like, why haven't we thought of this before?
Yeah.
He slaps.
Yeah. Well, it's because they have pay life. They don't have pay TV. They're like, you have to come here and give me money.
You will not go to heaven unless you pay for his new Ferrari.
Yeah, and we'll give you the TV show for free, but you have to just send me money, cuz.
Well, get your checkbook out.
And how?
They accept food stamps too.
Do they?
Oh, they don't care. As long as you're just giving them what you have.
Sweet. I always literally figured food stamps were like stamps.
Literally.
Like you have to lick some, stick them on a card.
It's on the stamp, it'll show like an avocado, right? You lick it, put it on an envelope, put it in the mail. A couple months later, an avocado will show up at your door.
Very brown, because they did not put lemon on it. But that's the risk you take with avocados. It's just
food stamps.
It's really your fault. Well, I remember I was shopping in the States, and I saw somebody use their food stamp card.
Oh, it's a card now.
Apparently so.
Cool.
Or at least in some places it's a card. I don't know what you guys got going on. Not here to judge.
I could go for a food stamp card. I use food stamps in the States. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
My sister got no snacks.
No,
because I would go to the store with food stamps. And she was like, I'm not going to be going to the store. I was like, you know what? I'll have your chips too then. Because when you're craving.
Yeah.
And you're a big fat kid, you don't give a shit where you get your snacks from or how.
It's true.
I still don't.
It's true. I gave an aggressive hand job to a homeless man for a bag of unsalted peanuts once. And the irony is he was allergic. He probably would have just given them to me.
Yep.
But shit. That was
deal's a deal.
That was before peanut allergies were so dangerous.
Or even a thing. Who made that up?
Yeah.
Some soccer mom was like, I need to be different. How am I going to get my kid out of this slump?
I feel
peanut
like
allergy.
It's the next stage of evolution. The people who can survive the peanut were the ones who were meant to go.
That's what they should be dropping. The peanut bomb. That's what North Korea is going to drop. It's peanut butter everywhere.
That sounds like a dream.
And we're not laughing now, Kim Jong. Bring it.
Yeah.
Everybody's standing up there with like toast in the air. Hazelnut, bread, the peanut butter.
Well, in the way that North Korea's rocket tests have been going, I feel like peanut butter delivery technology is the only thing he's able to get behind. So,
choosy moms choose Jif.
That's right.
Or Kim Jong.
Yeah. That's probably his son's name, Jif Jong-un.
Jif Jong-un. Oh my God. I think that's right.
I know it would be Kim Jong.
It stinks like peanut butter.
Whatever. I don't
Do you know peanut butter is nice, but if somebody smelled like peanut butter all the time, would that be off-putting?
Yeah.
Like, would you be like, but what if it was chocolate peanut butter?
Nobody should smell like anything all of the time.
What if it was a meadow of flowers?
Still no. That was actually one of the things in the Hunger Games that they described about President Snow, played by
John Candy?
No, yeah, it's John Candy, played by Donald Sutherland in the movies, of course. But they kept saying how he reeked of sweet roses.
Really?
Because
I was probably too busy trying to kill myself because those movies were fucking awful.
You're fucking awful.
The first one was good. The rest of them were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the books were way better.
Yeah, of course.
But they talk about that a lot, and it was to cover up the smell because he was bleeding from his mouth all the time from like poison and shit like that. So he just like he had like these so you would either smell like the coppery blood of him or this like
yeah, but see that's because he's masking. He's masking a bad smell with a good smell.
I know, but some people
Gain.
I'm just saying.
I can smell Gain all day long.
Subtle, yeah.
My opinion brought to you by Gain. Island Escape out now. That's how you make the money, bud.
Warning, availability of Island Escape varies from location to location.
Yes, it does. I always wondered, is because it was called Island Escape, so like are you escaping to an island or is the island escaping the planet?
I just picture the TV show The Prisoner.
Yeah.
Where they're like running away and the giant bubbles going. And it's
yes.
And it's one sud
the
from
Simpsons
Gain.
did that.
Yeah, well, they ripped off that show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's called an homage.
No, they just, I think they were passing it as their idea. But
yeah, like your hashtag.
Yes. Fuck yeah. We're getting back into that. That was 2 weeks ago, but we're getting into that shit again.
Sure, it was 2 weeks
ago. I wrote Make Anthony Trump again. Fucking deal with it.
Oh,
anyways,
buddy, they can't handle the truth out there.
Fuck it. Make me executive producer of your show. I've earned none of it. But what? Did I say that out loud?
Huh?
I think. See, this is why no lawyers will ever take my case. Because I come on my podcast and ramble like a maniac.
What the fuck were you even talking about? You're like, what the hell?
I don't know. Good enough reason.
Every time we start, we're like, yeah, we're going to make this a short one.
Yeah, well, it's technically short. Once I edit it down, it'll be under 6 hours, I'm pretty sure. Right. Speaking of 6 hours, I watched this documentary on the making of all of it was called like Crystal Lake Memories, and it was the making of all the Friday the 13th, all the way from the first one to
you said
the
Crystal
remake.
Light Memories.
Yes, it was about people. I remember getting my strawberry flavored crystals
for the first time.
I mixed it with spring water. It was quite pleasing. But no, it was, it's the making of all the Friday the 13th movies from the first one up to Freddy vs. Jason,
nice.
And then also including the remake. And each one, and literally Sean S. Cunningham, the whole reason Friday the 13th got made, step one, I want to make a movie called Friday the 13th. He's like, I don't know what it's going to be.
It's the fastest behind the scenes ever.
Yeah. No, it's a 6.5 hour documentary.
Really?
It takes
all on Jason.
All on Jason.
Sweet. Where'd you see this?
Really good. Again, it was on Shudder, but you can find it.
Fuck Shudder.
It's like Netflix for just horror movies.
Oh, really?
It's fantastic. And it's very
cheap. Because Netflix ain't got nothing in Canada, man. Yo, somebody out there, Griffrau or Darnell, send me your American Netflix password and I'll give you my Canadian one and we'll swap. Yeah. Fair deal, man.
No, it's
just
the VPNs. The VPNs don't work anymore. You can't.
What?
Well, because you used to be able to like sign in under a U.S. like location.
What?
And then it would say, and then it was like, oh, you're in the U.S. and then you'd get the U.S. channels and you can switch back and forth. They've put like massive blocks on that now. They know when.
And then they go up to $10 so I can watch more of their fucking Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Why
can't I have 400 people on one account? What's their problem? Like, what the shit?
I know, right? How dare you want to make money?
It makes me sick. They're greed.
Anyways, so yeah, I was watching that thing. So Sean S. Cunningham literally said, I just want to make a movie called Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have no idea. And they put like an ad in the trades, Friday the 13th, the like scariest movie from Sean S. Cunningham.
And it's nothing was...
And they had nothing. They had no script. They had no actors. They had no concept. And they just wanted to see if people would be interested in a movie that was called Friday the 13th. And they were. And then they watched Halloween. And they're like, we should do that. Literally, and he says, they're not, like somebody didn't come out and say, these guys ripped us off. He goes, we should just rip that off.
And they did.
Yeah, so that was basically how it was made. And then like literally they're going through and it's like everything where you're like, oh, that's ingenious that they did that. They're just like, yeah, we stole that from whoever. Like, because when they have Jason and they have him in like the bag over his head because they hadn't thought of how to cover up his like demented face, right? And they're like, wait, oh yeah, we saw this movie where a guy had a bag over his head. So we just did that.
So it's all just a big mishmash rip-off of other movies they saw.
And then it showed they always talk about their favorite kills in each one. Like Tom Savini did the special effects for a lot of them.
Right.
And they were talking about the kill in the one, I think it was part 4, where he takes the big spear or like harpoon or whatever and shoves it through the 2 people while they're having sex. Not like the one in...
7.
No, 9. Jason Goes to Hell.
Yes.
But yeah, so they did that. And then they're like, yeah, that... like shot for shot was done in another movie. But they all claim, they're like, we didn't even see that movie, we don't know. And I inclined to believe them because they talk about how they rip everything off.
And this one they're like, we didn't actually rip that one off. I have no idea.
So I'm inclined to believe that they didn't actually intend to rip that off. But it's a great documentary if you get the opportunity and you have the free time.
I would like to see that. That's my kind of shit right there.
It's really good.
The longest episode ever of how it's made.
Pretty
Jason.
much.
You're like, oh man, I'm still here. What?
Yeah. It's like it's beyond even what like the Lord of the Rings appendices on the Blu-rays are. It's just
dear
like,
Lord.
So much, they take you through step by step and it's everything. It's the people who are like, I hated working on that movie, it was awful. And then there's like and it's funny because they go and there's like, oh, and then we got the director
just no holds barred, eh? Yeah. No, they don't care.
I think it was
fucking movie sucked.
I think it was like Jason Lives. And the guy they picked to direct was like a porn director. And like they brought him on and he's like he just looked like a homeless dude that they just like pulled off the street. And he's like, yeah, I directed that movie. I directed a lot of porn. Like it's crazy. And then like Corey Feldman is the narrator of the entire thing.
Oh, nice.
He's in one of the movies. And so they interview him about that. And there was they talk about the plans.
He's in one of the masks.
Well, because he was originally he was supposed to come back.
Oh.
And continue his character because he was going to become Jason. Like that was going to be the mythos.
See, that's the question that I have. That's the one. That's the one where he ends up, the one guy falls off the barn. Yeah. Jason. That's the one because Buddy likes the masks.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing his mask. Anyways, but yeah, he falls off the barn and lands on this old equipment. And then I'm like, is that the new Jason? Because he wasn't Jason.
Oh, yeah,
his mask fell off and it was just some guy.
Yeah, no, that one was different. Yeah, it's the one where he plays... Yeah, it's the other one where and you see him like he kills Jason.
Yeah, he just keeps macheting him and then his finger twitches and he keeps going.
And then the only reason that he didn't continue into the thing is because he got picked up for Goonies and Gremlins.
Yeah.
And he like literally was mad about it.
Really?
In the interview, he's like, we had this plan. And then it got all screwed up by Steven Spielberg casting me in 2 gigantic mega hits.
Ruined the whole franchise, man.
Nice. And our little tie together for this one, Friday the 13th, Part 7, features Bernie himself, Terry Kaiser. We will talk more about that next week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was such a prick. He was great.
Yeah, he's like the psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah.
With the psychic chick.
I want to play like that. Well, no, actually, I want to play the guy that the one character bumps into in the hallway and I give him a dirty look and keep walking. Nice. But if I don't get cast as that, I could be that guy. The guy who pushes a little kid in front of Jason. So, don't get me.
Those are the best characters. It's like the one guy... the husband in Night of the Living Dead, the remake that Tom Savini directed, and where he's like sitting there and he's just always like, well, if you go down to the basement, you'll stay down in the basement, or like whatever. Like, and then like
he's the second last guy to die.
Yeah, well, because you always keep that guy because it's so satisfying.
Plus, he's an easy way to like. Okay, like, we want the zombies to come in or something, so we'll just get this asshole to open the door or something. Yeah. Like, he can be that guy that keeps the shit happening, or he tries to fuck over the main character by doing something on the side and that fucks over. And
no doubt.
Fucking asshole.
Fucking asshole. But we will not see him interact with Jason or in any form like that because he will not be moving very much in our next movie.
Well, he'll be moving, but not under
he will
his
be
own free will.
Yeah, people, the sexual deviants, Jonathan Silverman and Andrew McCarthy will be moving him any way they see fit. All right.
If you could get a corpse to help you get laid, would you?
Yeah. Can't say I haven't done it
because you're married. I mean, even now.
I used to funeral crash all the time. It was like Will Ferrell's character from Wedding Crashers was based on me.
But they were going to make that movie, I thought. They were gonna do funeral crashes.
That would have been hilarious.
Where the fuck's Will Ferrell been?
He's always doing something. He just does whatever he wants.
Right. Well, that's cool.
Because like he did that like Lifetime movie with Kristen.
Yeah,
Wiig
I
that
never
was,
saw
like,
it.
semi-serious.
Yeah.
Then he did that documentary where he like went and played baseball for like 14 teams in one day.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, weird.
It was a great documentary. HBO did it. So he's around. He's doing just fine.
He's still going.
He
Eh?
doesn't-
Oh,
he
good.
doesn't need
I was
us.
worried.
He doesn't need us.
I was worried for a minute there.
All right. In the meantime, think about all we've just said.
Think about everything. Think about hey Grissom, think about the future.
There it is. And if you have the opportunity, if you see a monk doing push-ups
on a knife
on his thumbs, report his location to me. I don't want to get revenge. I just want to make sure I'm as far away from as possible.
Right.
Especially parking-wise.
And to anybody out there that's around me while I watch Downton Abbey, just don't console me. There's really no point. As the tears will continue rolling from the first frame to the last frame.
Don't try to fix his problems. Just listen, okay?
Yeah, just let me cry it out.
There it is. All right. Tune in next week, guys. We'll see you later.